Good evening, thrill seekers. Welcome to Terrifying Tales, where tonight's story is not for the faint of heart. Imagine a small, secluded town cradled by the dense, whispering woods. At the very edge of this town stands an old mansion cloaked in endless shadows and whispered rumors. Its walls, steeped in a chilling history, are said to harbor a darkness so profound it swallows light itself. This mansion is not merely a structure but a gateway to unspoken horrors. It has stood silent, watching through decades as few dared to cross its threshold. Those who did, ventured with hearts full of courage but often returned with eyes wide with unspeakable terror. The legend speaks of eerie whispers that float through the cold air, and shadows that move just beyond the corner of your eye. Tonight, we peel back the veil of darkness that clings to this mysterious mansion. What secrets do its dilapidated walls hide? Are the tales of spectral inhabitants merely stories, or are they a warning to all who come seeking the thrill of the unknown? Join us as we delve into the legend of the old mansion, shrouded in darkness and mystery. Before we delve into the chilling tales of the Shrouded Manor, we have a special treat for our horror aficionados. Our sponsor for tonight's terrifying journey is Nightmare Zone, the ultimate horror experience. Picture this: an immersive horror-themed escape room that will challenge your wits and chill your bones. Nightmare Zone's rooms are designed with the utmost attention to detail, ensuring a frightfully realistic experience. Each room is a unique journey into a different horror trope, from haunted houses to abandoned asylums, and even a journey into the depths of the underworld. You won't just be solving puzzles, you'll be fighting for survival in a world where every shadow could hide a new terror. Nightmare Zone guarantees a bone-chilling adventure that will leave you with goosebumps and an adrenaline rush like no other. Gather your friends, muster your courage, and step into the unknown. Will you survive the night at Nightmare Zone? Remember, fear is just the beginning at Nightmare Zone. Visit their website now to book your unforgettable horror experience. Now, back to our chilling tale of the Shrouded Manor. Brace yourselves, for the shadows are about to whisper their secrets. Nestled in the heart of a forgotten town lies a mansion that whispers secrets of the past. This is no ordinary residence. It's a vault of eerie tales and unsettling silence, wrapped in the ivy of mystery and folklore. The locals call it the Shrouded Manor, and they speak of it only in hushed tones, as if afraid that merely mentioning its name might invoke the dark forces said to dwell within its crumbling walls. The legend of the Shrouded Manor begins over a century ago when a prosperous but reclusive family vanished without a trace. Overnight, the laughter and light faded into silence, and the manor was left to battle time alone. As years passed, stories began to seep out from the old stone walls. Stories of shadows moving in the night and whispers among the trees. Some say the family's spirits never left, forever roaming the halls ensnared by some unspeakable tragedy. As the mansion decayed, its infamy grew, each missing pet, each unexplained disappearance in the town adding layers to its mystique. Adventurous souls who dared to breach its threshold at night reported chilling encounters, glimpses of ghostly figures, sudden drops in temperature, or the feeling of being watched by unseen eyes. Even skeptics returned from the manor with a tremor in their voices and a reluctance to speak of what they experienced. The mansion, with its turrets like the jagged teeth of some great beast, became a beacon for those drawn to the paranormal. It was whispered that the house itself could sense the presence of the living, its dark energy feeding on human fear. Cameras and recording devices malfunction, leaving explorers with no evidence of their encounter, only the icy touch of fear on their spines. Despite numerous investigations, no one has been able to fully explain the occurrences within the walls of the Shrouded Manor. The more the truth is pursued, the deeper it retreats into the shadows, as if the house itself guards its secrets jealously against the prying eyes of the world. With such chilling tales, it was only a matter of time before curiosity would lead to confrontation. What drives someone to confront their deepest fears? Tonight, we meet those who dared. In the heart of a mist-shrouded town, a group of friends, bound by curiosity and a hint of recklessness, gathered under the cloak of night. They were an eclectic mix, some skeptics, some believers, all fueled by the stories that had trickled down through generations about the old mansion that loomed ominously at the forest's edge. As they prepared for their nocturnal expedition, the air was thick with a cocktail of excitement and apprehension. Each member packed their essentials, flashlights, cameras, and perhaps most importantly, a steely resolve. They joked about what they might find, but their laughter was tinged with nervous energy. Was it merely an adventure, or were they on the brink of uncovering something truly otherworldly? Despite their differing motives, from proving the legends false to capturing evidence of the paranormal, they shared a common thread, a deep-seated desire to peel back the veil of the unknown. Armed with nothing but flashlights and a thirst for truth, they approached the mansion that moonlit night. Before we continue our journey into the abyss, let's take a moment to step back into the light. Tonight's adventure is brought to you by Nightmare Zone, the haven for all horror enthusiasts. Are you captivated by the chill running down your spine? Do you crave the adrenaline rush that only a good scare can provide? Then Nightmare Zone is the place for you. With an extensive collection of horror-themed books, movies, and merchandise, it's a one-stop shop for all things spooky. Whether you're a skeptic, looking for a thrill, or a believer seeking validation, Nightmare Zone has something for everyone. Embark on your own horror journey from the comfort of your living room. Remember, the real thrill isn't just in confronting the unknown, but in surviving it. Now let's return to our daring group of friends as they venture deeper into the abyss. What horrors await them in the heart of the mansion? Stay tuned to find out. As the mansion loomed before them, each step felt like a descent into madness. The air grew colder, as if the very essence of the night itself was seeping through the crumbling walls of the old structure. With each creaking door and echoing footstep, the friends plunged deeper into the belly of the beast that was this forsaken mansion. Inside, the atmosphere was oppressive, a thick blanket of silence punctuated only by the distant, inexplicable sounds that seemed to come from nowhere and everywhere all at once. The group's flashlights cut through the darkness like swords, revealing long, deserted corridors adorned with portraits whose eyes seemed to follow them as they passed. It was as if the house itself was alive, watching, waiting. As they ventured further, the temperature dropped sharply. One of the friends, let's call her Emily, stopped dead in her tracks. She whispered, barely audible, "Do you feel that?" The others huddled close, and as they stood there, a chilling breeze swept through the hallway, leaving in its wake a cold so penetrating it felt like it reached straight into their bones. Then, the subtle horrors began to manifest more boldly. A soft sobbing echoed down the corridor, a sound so sad and lost it tugged at the heartstrings of the bravest among them. Turning towards the sound, they found nothing but the heavy silence of the empty rooms. But the sobbing soon turned into a low, mournful moan that seemed to seep from the very walls around them. Their hearts pounded as shadows began to flicker at the edges of their vision, darting elusive shapes that vanished when looked at directly, but were undeniably present. It was as if the darkness itself was alive, swirling around them, enveloping them in its cold embrace. Every room they entered was a new chapter of dread, each with its own story to tell. A story of despair, of lives once lived and lost within these walls. The air grew thick with the scent of mold and decay, the only testament to the passage of time in this forgotten place. Room by room, the mansion revealed its sinister nature, but the true terror was yet to come. In the heart of darkness, fear is the most relentless hunter. As the group of friends delved deeper into the shadowy corridors of the abandoned mansion, the air grew thick with anticipation and the stench of decay. The walls, lined with portraits whose eyes seemed to follow their every move, whispered secrets of a time long past. Suddenly, a cold gust swept through the hallway, extinguishing their only source of light, the flickering flashlights in their trembling hands. In the pitch-black darkness, their breaths came out in hurried gasps, the silence around them more deafening than any scream. Without warning, the ground beneath them trembled, as if the very foundation of the mansion quaked with the presence of something unnatural. Then, from the depths of the shadows, a ghastly figure emerged. It was the manifestation of the mansion's spirit, a spectral form so grotesque, so twisted by rage and torment, that it was barely recognizable as human. The friends recoiled in horror, their hearts racing as the figure advanced towards them. Its eyes, hollow yet burning with an unholy light, fixed on the group as if to pierce their very souls. The air around them turned icy, and a voice, ancient and echoing with malice, filled the room. "Trespassers, you shall not escape the grip of my curse." Panic erupted as they scrambled in every direction, desperate to find an escape from the nightmare that unfolded before them. The mansion seemed to come alive, with doors slamming shut and eerie whispers filling every corner, herding them like cattle. Each turn and each room only seemed to draw them closer to their doom. As they finally found a window, a fragile hope of escape, the spectral figure loomed closer, its form blurring the line between the living and the ethereal. With a deafening shriek that shook the very walls, it surged forward. In that moment, each friend faced a nightmare they never imagined possible. As pandemonium ensued, their screams echoed through the mansion, a chilling reminder of the mansion's dark legacy. Wait, don't leave just yet, there's more to this chilling tale. But before we journey further into the darkness, let's take a moment to thank our sponsor, Nightmare Zone. Are you a fan of all things that go bump in the night? Do you crave the adrenaline rush that comes with a good scare? Then Nightmare Zone is just the place for you. From spine-chilling horror novels to the latest horror movie releases, Nightmare Zone is your one-stop destination for all things horror. Check out their extensive range of merchandise, including posters, t-shirts, and even props from your favorite horror movies. Nightmare Zone, where every day is Halloween. Remember, it's all about the thrill, if you dare. Now let's get back to our story. You might want to keep the lights on for this one. Not all who wander in the shadows find their way back. As the dawn broke over the small, secluded town, the few who returned from the mansion carried with them more than just the physical marks of their harrowing night. They came back changed, haunted by the echoes of the unknown that whispered incessantly in their minds. The forest, once a place of wonder and solitude, now held a menacing silence, as if concealing secrets too terrifying to share. Those who escaped spoke little of what transpired, their eyes wide with a fear that words could barely convey. Nightmares plagued their sleep, each dream a vivid reenactment of the horrors they witnessed, horrors they could not forget. As for the others, the ones who were not so fortunate, their stories remain untold. Some say they still roam the halls of that cursed mansion, forever trapped in a loop of their final frightful moments. The mansion still stands, a silent sentinel waiting for the next unwary souls. As we pull back the veil of the night, remember, some truths are better left unexplored. Tonight we tread softly through the corridors of the unimaginable, into a mansion shrouded more by secrets than by the mists that encircle it. Our journey revealed the chilling echoes of those who ventured before us, their fates intertwined with the spectral whispers of the unknown. This old, forsaken mansion, standing as a sentinel at the edge of town, holds stories that chill the spine and cloud the mind with dread. Many have entered, few have returned, and none have unraveled its full mystery. The air within those walls is thick with the presence of something ancient, something malevolent that refuses to rest. Thank you for joining tonight's eerie journey. Sleep tight and beware, for some tales are lived in whispers and shadows. As we leave the haunted grounds behind, let's carry the haunting reminder that some doors, once opened, might never be closed again.